welcome to another great show of the Financial Freedom Now Show. My name is Toyin Ayandare, and today we're going to be talking about something really important. I've got my notes here, and I have a different style, and I think I'm loving this comfy style. I just want to talk to you about something really dear to my heart, something that I personally struggled with. Now, if you were tuning in for the very first time to the Financial Freedom Now Show, come on in. We're gonna have a good, lovely time here. We're talking about all things financial, anything that's got to do with your financial freedom. We're not scared to talk about money here. We talk about anything in relation to your finances, helping you level up, helping you get very best. So you are in for a good time. And for anyone that's been here before, welcome, welcome, welcome. So without further ado, let's get into this interesting topic. I want to talk about you've seen the topic already, how I navigated my journey from being scared about talking about wealth and how and the desire to actually be wealthy. It's I don't know about you, but personally for me, it was a struggle. It was something I wasn't entirely confident about, and I think there was a number of factors for that. And I just thought we'd delve deep into this. The number of factors that we had was the fact that one, I think societal and cultural beliefs just felt like you couldn't necessarily talk about this. I actually have some notes because I'm not the only one that's gone through it. I thought I'll put it down so I can make sure I don't forget anything I'm going to be discussing. I feel like there is a societal, cultural stigma about you wanting to be wealthy, or being proud, or being talking about finding money. It just there's this stigma that you get about expressing openly your desire for wealth. And I, without knowing, sort of picked that up as well, and I found myself not wanting to, maybe growing up in an environment as well where it was just not something that was being talked about, and I grew up just actually picking that up and found myself in a situation where I wouldn't necessarily talk about it. And sometimes even if I do talk about money or talk about business, talk about finance, I literally look around the room. I'll read the room first before I actually do go ahead and talk about this. And to be honest, I think it stifles what we need to do. Stifles your journey as well. And I remember someone saying, "Oh, if you were in the US, so I live in the UK. If you're in the US, that this wouldn't be a problem because obviously people tend to talk about it." Again, it just shows that there's societal differences. And I think the other thing for me, maybe talking about culture and the environment, was also, I think, in terms of my faith. So I'm a Christian. I feel. I'd say it, and I think this has changed over the years. But obviously, growing up, it was also I'm hesitating there because I'm trying to figure out where exactly it was said or what was said at some point, and really there's nowhere. But somehow people just associate being poor or being humble or being set and being poor, and just assume it's the same thing that contentment. And so if somehow if you're talking a lot about money, about what you want and how you want to get bigger, and especially when you're termed as already comfortable, it almost seemed like, oh my goodness, there are lots of people around the world that cannot even afford a meal. Why are you being so greedy? Why do you want more? And somehow I picked it up until today. I'll be very honest, it's a constant struggle. I always have to educate myself and understand what God wants for me and what I want for myself and how I want to live my life, to make sure that I don't allow those negative thought process, negative mindset hold me down. Because the truth is, we've got to change the narrative about wealth and understand that wealth is not a bad thing. And there is a Bible passage that says the love of money is the root of evil. So it's not money that is the root of the evil; it's the love of money. And I think we all sort of mistake, we mix that up. So I think I and many others need to change the narrative about that, and we need to understand that it shouldn't be difficult to talk about wealth. It shouldn't be at all. So I want to change that narrative because I know how much it stopped me. There will be environments where I needed to talk about what I do, or even share my experience, or help maybe you to help others, or even market myself, sales, and I just because I just feel like, I'm looking at this about, from a financial perspective, and really that's not. I should be holy. I should be very cultural, very cultured. I should just sort of maintain my lane, and really, it's not really about that. Now, I'm not saying that there's no time. There's a time and place, and I'm not saying that everything is about money, but I just we need to change it. We need to change the narrative, because we cannot inherit something that is wrong. Finance, wealth can provide freedom. I think that's one. Wealth provides freedom. It provides security. A lot of times, and I've said this, especially within certain communities, if there is that financial freedom, oh my goodness, a lot of people are born to do a lot more, but they are caged in quote unquote poverty, or in the financial slavery, let me use that word, such that it's difficult to actually live their full potential because they're scared of what if I cannot do this, what if I cannot afford my next meal, what if I lose my job, so what will happen there? So because of that, that stops them from living their true potential. So it's the financial slavery I'm talking about has capped a lot of people. So lots of people have gone to their grave with a lot of potential. They went in with that because they didn't maximize what they had because of the fear of not having enough. And so why this is why I know I need to talk about this more. I need to talk about wealth more. I need people to know, a lot of people to break out of the form, the globe that they've put themselves into, and then actually have open conversations about wealth. Let's create accountability groups about the goals that we desire, reduce the shame or secrecy in talking about what you own. Um, I mean, that used to be a thing people hide, but lots of us are happy to talk about, oh, I got this promotion at work, or I'm doing this, or I got this. But then when it comes to money, everybody sort of be shut down, especially in this part of the world where I know Americans are probably a bit more open about it, but Brits would literally keep quiet about it, and I can see we can see how it's affected us. I want us to reframe wealth and see it as a positive goal. Your desire for a certain thing should not be it should not be capped in any way. It shouldn't be a secret. You should be able to talk about it. Not only are you talking about it so you can you hold yourself accountable to achieve it, but also you never can tell who's around you that can help you onto that lady the next level. So if the more you feel like, okay, I can talk about this in any space, you never can tell that there might be someone in the room, or there's someone that knows someone that can help you onto that journey, and helps you create the legacy that you know you desire to create. So there's a lot of benefits in that. Obviously, there is. Like I said, there's a time and a place, so we need to know how to choose the right audience. So you want to share your goals with like-minded individuals. But if there are more people talking about it, then obviously you'll be able to attract more of your like and more of your type. And the more we attract more of the type, we're able to influence those around us, and everyone starts getting more comfortable about talking about money because it's not evil. And they obviously get people who can support you, who can lift you up, who can help you onto the next journey. And I think once we're able to break the mold and break that the negative talk about money, then the next thing is obviously people can then begin to understand, why do I want to be wealthy? And I think being able to focus on your why would help you actually go for it. I always say that if you just want, I mean, I don't even know how easy it is to say I just want to be rich. You don't have any purpose or why you want, because it's very easy to break that, because the first time you have a challenge, you're off. But when you have a why you want to do this, then it obviously makes it a lot easier to talk about you, to talk about the motivate what motivates you, and for wanting the wealth. Sometimes it's just to provide for your family. Sometimes it's like I always say, I want to give my children and family the best. I want to help other people achieve financial freedom. I want to find things of life. I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave footprints in the sand of time. And those are one of my many whys, or some of my many whys. But if for you, it could just be taking care of the family. It could be that you want to be able to contribute to your community. There are loads of reasons why people want to. And I think once you're able to break out of the mold of not talking about it, then you can now focus on why you want to do this. And lastly, I want us to be able to, I mean, in doing this, you've got to overcome the fear of judgment. Trust me, people are going to judge you. I have been judged. I have been judged several times, and that was the main thing that kept me small for a long time, kept me shutting my mouth, because again, like I said, I came from an environment where it wasn't necessarily the most celebrated thing to talk about it culturally, religiously, and then just society as well. So it was just like every single thing said, "Shut your mouth," and I just was. So I was being judged, and it was almost like every single time. Well, I am still being judged every single time I speak. You almost feel like, oh, she's talking about business again. She's talking about entrepreneur. She's talking about money. Talking about finances. Talking about property. It's always like money, money, money. Is that all that's about to me? And I was just like, ugh, really, 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 really irritating me. But the truth is, you have to overcome that fear because what you've got to analyze is how much has this fear um, kept you small. Um, you can't allow other people's insecurities affect you. Once you understand and you've been to go through some of the things I've discussed today, once you've gone through why you're doing this, then I think it's time for you to just go for it and let go of other people's thoughts about you. Stay focused on your personal journey. You've got to own your own ambition, and then your ambition should be able to see not just to inspire yourself, but also to help all them not just to inspire yourself, but also help those around you. So I really want to help encourage you to pursue your own goals. I probably say this, and I said because it helped me. I don't, when I was going through that sort of process of trying to get myself off the rid myself of the feeling of people other people judging me, and it was like no one else, their feelings, their thoughts, their insecurities not going to put food on my children's table. So I do not owe anyone any explanation of why I do the things I do. When I get through and I have the fruit and have the result, it would explain to them. And if I even wanted them to get an explanation of why and what I was doing. So I'm going to ask you to just write down what your wealth goals are. Share them with a trusted friend or a mentor. You can share them with me. Just write it down. Don't be too scared to write it down. Don't be scared to dream because you know you're worth it. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Financial Freedom Now Show. It's been absolutely great joy having you on here. I love the fact that you keep coming back, and I would encourage you to share with others. Until next time, my name is Toyin Ayandare, your usual host on the Financial Freedom Now Show. God bless you.